From Saigon, Long Bin, Bearcat, Da Nang, Cu Chi, Pleiku, Lai Kay, Chu Lai,
California,
Phu Quoc, Van Rang,
USA,
Cam Bay in Vietnam,
Canada,
from Guam,
Mexico,
Wake Island, and Clark Field in the Philippines.
the United Kingdom,
From the
Hawaii.
USS Ranger and the USS Coral Sea on Yankee Station in the Gulf of Tonkin. And from Korat, Udorn, Tak Lee,
from our yacht,
Ubon, Nakhon Phanom, and Bangkok, Thailand.
the Natural Habitat Studio.
The Bob Hope Christmas Special, starring Raquel Welch, Barbara McNair, Elaine Dunn,
Joey Black,
Madeleine Hartog Bell, Miss World,
Mikey
Bill
Booyah.
Crosby, Earl Wilson, Les Brown and his band of renown.
Pat and Nat.
that's right. It's the fucking Natural Habitat USO Show. I know it said the Bob Hope USO Show, but we got him here to do a set. The late great Bob Hope, is he dead?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the late great Bob Hope here to do a set, and he demanded that we call it the Bob Hope Christmas Special. Even though it's not Christmas, it's Memorial Day. But, you know, he kind of lost it a little bit. That's all right.
Well, it's the thought that counts.
That's right. Welcome all you soldiers and veterans out here at our USO show. You are currently viewing the Natural Habitat podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Bob Nope.
And today's a special day. All right, we're here to pay tribute to our friends and family that have served in the military, that are currently serving in the military. Some have passed in the line of duty, and you know, everybody knows somebody, is close to someone, has a family member that served for our country. And you know, it's a crazy thing when you think about it. And it's a very commendable act. And, you know, we literally owe the right that we have to sit here and say whatever we want on this podcast to people that are out there fighting for our freedoms. You know what I mean? So It's crazy when you think about it. So, we decided that we would spend a day sending out some love.
Today was supposed to be a Saturday matinee, but we could do that anytime.
Yeah. Movies are constantly coming out. There's a whole shitload of movies. And when they die, it's not for freedom of America. It's just because it's bad. It's just a bad movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we could do that any Saturday. So today we decided to spread some love and hold our very own USO show. This is a tradition that's been going on for, I'm going to say close to 100 years.
Probably something like that.
I want to say it's like somewhere in the 70s or 80s, 80 years.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, let's find out. All right, so 1941 is when it all started, February 4th. And that's, I don't know what the math is on that. I'm going to say 75 years, just because that's what I read over here. But yeah, that makes sense, right? 41 to 2016?
Yeah.
75 years.
75 years in February, so.
That's crazy. So we decided to keep on with the tradition and, you know, hold our own USO show for the soldiers out there. And the way that the way that the world is with technology right now, we luckily do not have to go to Dang Nong or any place like that. We could just do it. We do it from our studio. We would. We tried to, and nobody returned our phone calls or wanted us to be a part of it.
One day we'll get to travel to Vietnam, and we won't be dicks like Top Gear. We'll get to actually like go chill.
Yeah, that's right. We're not going to be dicks like Top Gear. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to stand behind Joey because that's like his favorite show, and I think that he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought this was appropriate for us today. I thought this was going to be cool for us because, like Mikey said, we all do know somebody. I had a couple grandpas, a great grandpa and my grandpa both served. One was in the Navy and one was in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And we've all got friends. I've got friends that are currently serving or are veterans. And I don't know. I just thought that today is about them and about others before them. And, you know, this weekend really is supposed to be like, I know it's an excuse for everybody to party, but it does have like some type of meaning. And, you know, you should like kind of remember your family members and loved ones that maybe might not be around, or maybe you don't think about too much, or maybe you don't spend enough time with, or whatever, you know. So here's to them today. Cheers to all you motherfuckers.
Yep, that's right. And I think it's time that we smoke because you know, one of the we're not going to get negative. Joey told me that I wasn't allowed to, but one of the common side effects of war is PTSD, and a great medicine for that is marijuana.
Yeah.
Cannabis shows to have great effects. So we're going to go ahead and smoke for everybody out there for this Memorial Day, which originally was called Decoration Day. Did you know that?
No,
And it was based off people would go and decorate the graves of their fallen comrades that they were in battle with.
Which is cool too.
And you wouldn't have to miss a day of work to like show some love for your homies. So that's dope that it was Decoration Day, and then I think it turned to Memorial Day so that it would kind of be more widely taken in by everyone, because not everybody has a fallen someone that's close to them that died in war that they can go decorate their grave. You know what I mean? Like, I have friends that served that are still alive, thankfully. And, you know, I'm not going to go put flowers on their lap for Decoration Day. You know what I mean? That would just be strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's smoke with everybody. And we have Sam's Navy band. You said that, was it your grandpa or your great grandpa that was in a Navy band?
My great grandpa was in the big bands back when he was in the Navy, and it was like around the same time as this, like in the 40s and 50s and shit. So
that's dope.
Yeah, and he played like multiple instruments. He was a real G. He was a G his whole life. You know what I mean? Like after the military, he was super successful in business. He started his own businesses and he just lived a great life, you know. And he was like, he taught me a lot growing up subliminally that I didn't realize until later on, and especially now I notice it more than any other time. So it's like a perfect time to remember him. And here's to him and everybody else's great grandparents if they had time to spend with them, because this is from that era. This music is exactly from that time frame, so it's a definite shout out.
Yep, 1945, Sam Donohue's U.S. Navy Band. I don't know if that's the official name. I might have said it weird. Everybody out there, heat up your nails, flick your bics, snap your pics, and hashtag them NHP Smoke Sesh. Man, that was dope. That was some hard swinging jazz music. That's definitely what that was.
I was swinging that bong and hitting it like an old timey saxophone. Ooh, you seen it?
Did you feel like Bill Clinton?
No, fuck him.
What was his nickname?
Slick Willie.
That was it. Slick Willie. I found out. I found out that Bill Clinton, when he was in college, he used to. It used to be a thing where guys would hang out outside of the library to walk girls back to their dorm or whatever when they got done studying, and he would be there every day, every night. He would be there with his saxophone, just waiting for girls to come out, and he's like, "Hey, can I walk you home, sweetheart?" And he walks them home, and always just probably banged them all. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was John Mulaney. He's a comedian, and his grandma went to college with Bill Clinton, so, or his mom did. So he got a bunch of stories.
Yeah, that music, dude. I grew up on that shit.
Yeah,
that big band music, a lot of that shit. I spent a lot of time with my great grandparents when I was growing up. They were like, in my life, like people's regular grandparents would be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent time with my grandparents too, but my great grandparents is who I spent the most time with, and that's where I like really picked up on all that stuff. I used to see my grandpa would have his like uniforms and everything, and I'd see like all his medals and stuff or whatever, you know, just from whatever service time. I don't know what he got or for what, but like I would see like he had stuff framed, like maps and things, like plaques and things awarded to him for his like service and like how long he was in the Navy or whatever, and like the shit was fucking cool, dude. Like King Neptune shit everywhere. He had like a lot of sailor stuff. He had like a crazy swagger about him, you know. He was always in like slacks and like super nice button ups, and he was like always in a tie and fucking always like, you know what I mean, always dressed all the way up, and he always did it big.
That's dope, man. It's crazy how much you learn like from your elders, you know what I mean, like your grandparents and great grandparents. I think we both learned a lot from our grandparents, you know what I mean? And it's cool, like, it's a different time. Like, we think about how shit was just 100 years ago and how crazy it was. We talk about it all the time. We use 100 years, and, you know, our grandparents grew up 100 years ago, like, or our great-grandparents, like, definitely. And it's fucking, it's insane, you know what I mean? I know that my grandma grew up in like the teens. I want to say she was born in like 1911 or something like that, because she was fucking hella old. She's already like almost 100.
Yeah.
And you know, just to like fucking be a teenager in the 20s, you know what I mean, to be a teenager in the roaring 20s would be insane.
Yeah, and I think he would have been close to like 100 now. He would have been around like 96 or some shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy, like, you know, these different times and how much you could learn, because it really is a different perspective. And these people, like, you know, there's a thing that happens in America that doesn't happen in a lot of other countries, and it's old people get shoved off to the side. They get put in old homes and, like, shit like that. And they get kind of, like, forgotten, and things that they say aren't credible. And these people have lived their whole entire lives and seen a lot more than you have and can teach you a lot. And, you know, in other countries, like older countries, you'll see old people that are out and about with everybody else down at the cafe, and, you know, they're dressed up and they're fucking walking with their walkers and their canes, and they're out there doing it and taking care of themselves and being a functioning member of society and contributing. Whereas, you know, a lot of people don't even give them the chance, it seems like, here. You know what I mean? They don't even listen to him. And, you know, my girlfriend's dad was in an old folks home. He's not that old, but he had some shit happen. He was in an old folks home with a bunch of old people. And we would go visit him. And I would, like, sit at the table and talk with these people, right? Old veterans, just like, you know, people that didn't have anybody visiting them anymore, that were kind of crazy, but not really, you know? Probably about as crazy as we are. We're pretty crazy.
Right.
and they just don't have a filter anymore because they don't give a fuck. And, you know, I had some, like, crazy conversations with these people, chilling at this fucking table eating pudding with these old people. And, you know, it's like, you could really learn a lot from them, is what I'm getting at. So, respect the elders.
So like I said, too, it was very subliminal, the things that I picked up.
Yeah.
I was young when when I spent a lot of time with my great-grandparents. I was really young, like, all the way up until, like, 3rd or 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was like that early on part of my life. And all the shit that I picked up was remarkable. You know, like the things that I remember are the things that I'm constantly searching for now. You know, stuff like nostalgic stuff. And it's all from them. You know, like I remember going through their stuff and seeing like they would keep little things, like they would keep matchbooks from all the places that they've been or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was like this big box, like full of them, like hundreds of them, you know, and they've been to all these places. And I was like, damn, that's crazy, you know, and that's smart. They kept something small and simple.
Yeah.
As like a reminder. And then they held on to other shit. Like they had some of my dad's toys from when he was growing up. And they were around for me when I was young. And then they held on to my toys my whole life. And that's why I ended up still having Ninja Turtles and all those things.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were just really good at like keeping certain things, and like I don't know, they kept some certain things were more important to them than others, and it really stood out to me. And then I remember like their interest as well. You know, like their type of humors, their interest in like movies and TV shows, their interest in like foods and musics and fucking
all the shit that they're into.
Yeah, I held on to all that shit. I remember it all.
Yeah, and that's dope. Like, you know, like I was saying, they have their people. They're people just like everybody else. And, you know, it's crazy how much they've lived through and how much they've seen. And fucking, I remember that story reminded me of this old guy. I don't remember where I met him. It was like we were at their house, and it was like a friend of the family or something like that. And these people were, you know, in their 60s or 70s. And I remember, like, I was young. Like, I was a teenager maybe, like 16. And I didn't have anything in common with anybody. I was with, like, my family. I was at that age where I was just, like, headphones on, outside, smoking cigarettes, you know what I mean? While everybody else was, like, catching up and talking. I wasn't really a part of everything. And I remember, like, I had like a Batman Chucks or like a Batman shirt or something. And this old man comes up to me and he's like, hey man, you like Batman? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, check this out. So we go back into his office and he opens up his office. And I remember like, it's not much different than how my studio is. Like he had a bunch of posters on the wall, like movie posters and shit. And then he had like cases on the wall that had like glass cases and shit. That had like all kinds of first issue Batman toys, the first Batmobile ever put on the market, with like the box all fucking like next to it and shit. A lot of them were opened, but he like had them all with everything, with all the packaging. And this dude like collected Batman shit. And he told me that he like, that was his shit when he was a kid, that he watched like the original 1960s like Batman, and fucking he fell in love with it, and that he still collects Batman shit to this day. And then he showed me something that he was bidding on eBay that was like something from a movie, one of the props. I want to say it was like one of the Penguins, like it wasn't his umbrella, but it was like something from the Penguin's lair in like Batman Returns. And I just like, I realized that this dude was just a grown-up version of me. You know what I mean? That this dude was a child at one point, and he still is holding on to a lot of that. And I think once you see that, then you could open yourself up to, you know, learn things from these people. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know why I got into old people and like respecting them, and respect your veterans, your old veterans.
Well, I don't know. It's just life, you know. If you're lucky enough to have had those experiences, then you can relate, you know. And sadly, not everybody can. Yeah. Even in our own generations.
Yep, it's sad.
You know, like my little brothers didn't have the same relationship with the grandparents that I did, they had different grandparents.
Yeah.
So like different situations are different, and not everybody's the same.
Yeah. All these little pieces make up what you're gonna turn out like as an adult. You know what I mean? And all these things that you get exposed to when you're a kid, all of this like entertainment and music and all these things, they stay with you. You know, like I've listened to so much like old classic rock with my mom and my Uncle Dan that, you know, I could still fucking jam out to this day. We did the mixtape, and one of my songs was Grand Funk Railroad, which is like one of my Uncle Dan's favorite bands. And it's like not any type of music that I would listen to today, but I do listen to it. It just doesn't seem like it. But I don't really like old rock, but I like pieces of it. You know what I mean? Because it's in my childhood. Like Peter Gabriel, the Sledgehammer song. I don't know if you know that song, but it's like Sledgehammer, do 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 do, Sledgehammer. That's probably bad, but I remember the whole video was like claymation, and when I was a kid, when I would hear it, I would like crawl out to the TV. I was told, and I would sit in front of the TV like in a fucking daze and just watch this claymation music video, and then when it was done, I would crawl away. And I still dig that song to this day. You know what I mean? 30 years old, yep. I'll still fucking rock out to that song. I just don't know how to sing it. But, nice. Yeah, man, it's crazy. And speaking of my Uncle Dan, my Aunt Tony, she was in the Air Force for a long time. I want to say like close to 10 years when she was really young. And she like fucking... I want to say she flew for a while, and then she was a mechanic, like an airplane mechanic. And that's crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then our very own Dat Killer Chris was a Marine. He was fucking in the Marine Corps and was fucking in Iraq in the heat of it when shit was crazy. And he like sacrificed a lot for us. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. We love you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, my girl's best friend, Sienna Faith, was in the Navy.
Yeah.
Also, and she served in Afghanistan also. She said that she was over there in full gear, and it was like 160 degrees outside.
Damn.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine that type of stress on top of like the natural stress from like worrying about fearing for your life and shit.
Right? And then you're just like, God, can I fucking roll up my sleeves?
You can't do anything. You're like,
keep that flak jacket on.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And, you know, it's a really big sacrifice. Like when you think about it, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? And fucking another one in the Navy was my cousin Styles, and he's going to get mad at this story. But, what happened was he was in the Navy. He was stationed in San Diego. He broke his arm. Like something happened. I don't remember exactly what it is, but he broke his arm. And he worked a cash register on the base in San Diego for like 2 years with a broken arm. He like milked it. It never healed for some reason. And then like it was like 2 months before he was going to like be done with his like 2 years or whatever. And fucking... they found out that he had a felony charge when he was a kid, when he was like 15, that he didn't tell him about. So they gave him a dishonorable discharge.
That's dumb.
Yeah. And just fucking, so he didn't get any of his like benefits, none of his shit. And if I remember right, he never went and like did any tours or anything like that. He just chilled on the base, played basketball, and worked the cash register at like a little general store.
Guys too, you know?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But thank you, man. Thank you for your service. You did break your arm, and I'm sure that was painful. Yeah. He's going to be so mad if he hears that. He's going to be like, are you fucking serious, Mikey? What the fuck, man? It's fucked up. Make me look like a bitch. And I'm like, no, I'm not. That's not what I said. I didn't say that. Did I say that?
No.
Okay, good. I'm just trying to cover my bases. He probably turned it off by now and is already driving to my house.
Damn.
He just fucking turned it off right away. So he's not going to hear this. But I love you and thank you for, you fucking, at any moment, he could have been shipped out, which is the thing. You know what I mean? He's lucky that he didn't. but he was ready to at any time. And, you know, that's a scary thought, man. I'm saying this in the point of view of someone that would never go in the military.
Every single one of them that left, every single person that had been shipped out has gone through the same exact feelings. And it's a motherfucking oh shit handle feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're looking for something to grab onto. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee nobody goes on any type of tour without fucking having some type of fear or like some type of, you know, like kind of regret, like, oh shit, why did I sign up for this shit? You know what I mean? Yeah. But they do it, and they just go do it because, you know, it's their duty, and we're lucky to have all of them.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. It's a shitty situation, right? Like, it's hard to be for war, but it's hard to not be. Yeah. It's hard to be for fucking, you know, like when you got people just trying to do a job and you know, people getting hurt and putting their lives on the line for causes that may not even be their own, you know, it's kind of fucked up, but
yeah. And it's like I'll admit that I'm a selfish person, you know what I mean? That's why I don't have kids. Yeah. Right now is because I like to sleep and I like to do what I want during the day. I wouldn't be able to record a podcast right now. Would there be a baby in the other room covered in shit and crying? So I'd have to go do that. And you know, I think that if I did have kids, I might, like, my mind frame might be a little bit different on it. Because I could see, like, then again, it's like, why are you going to go to war when you have kids at home that you have to take care of? But they're trying to make sure that, you know, our country is safe and free for their kids.
Yeah, it's not their choice. They're just doing a job.
Yeah, for the next 70 years or whatever. So
it's scary, man. It's a scary job, right? These guys are crazy. Yeah. Everybody who does it is kind of crazy. Yeah. I think a little bit, you know, everybody who wants to serve, and you know, I understand that, like, the want to serve and patriotism and, like, you know what I mean, and being proud and everything, and I get all that. But the crazy part comes in when you actually do it, you know, and that's the difference between the average person and the person who goes to fight, you know what I mean? Like, and they're a special breed for sure.
Yeah. Yep. But, you know, still, you still gotta love them. Still gotta love those crazy fucks.
Yeah, no, most definitely. That's my point.
So, we do have a treat for everybody. We have been planning this USO show ever since we found out we could do it 6 years ago. So, you know, we've been putting all these pieces together. That's why the show is so great so far, just because it's been planned out, scripted. Every word is written down. And right now, we have a recording from the late, great Robin Williams that he performed for our USO show the day before he passed. No? Too soon? Is that too soon?
Yeah, I don't know why you gotta take it down there.
Okay. I'm gonna cut that out. That he recorded before he passed. How's that? That's a little bit better, right?
No.
That's not like I didn't say right before, the day before.
No.
All right.
We're gonna have to cut.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna cut that. It's all gone. Now we have a piece from the late, great Robin Williams that he recorded while he was still alive.
But I come here for you, because I believe you're amazing. It's good to be in a room with fake beer. Having just gone out of rehab, that's a good choice. Because I was violating my standards quicker than I could lower them. But,
Heart over your hand, Joey. Is it over? think we're supposed to salute.
I'm not going to forget that. I've never had an entire audience just go, forget you! You have no idea! I was also wondering what's coming from that way. When an entire group of military people turn that fucking way. That's not, I know what that was. Can someone tell me what that was? Reveille! Retreat! It wasn't retreat, was it?
The flag was going down.
The flag was going down. Okay. Well, you don't have to retreat. I imagine.
So they were bringing the flag down, and everyone had to stop and do the traditional salute the flag while they play the song. And Robin Williams just rocked it. He stood there. He paid his respects during it, and then he joked about it at the end.
What timing too, you know?
Right?
Yeah, it was cool.
He knew what to do.
See. Yeah, it was just like a crazy lucky moment, you know?
Yep. He was like, "Oh shit! Oh
It
no!"
was anytime. Yeah, he's like, "Oh," the joke he made was funny. He was like, "And I also want to know what's coming from that direction," you know?
Yeah.
Because everybody just turns around. It's like,
When a whole group of military
Could be
people
anything.
look that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know? I'd have been like, "Oh fuck, what's going on?"
Mm-hmm. Fucking time for battle, and that's the risk when you go do UFO show. UFO show.
UFO shows. Oh shit, it's a conspiracy.
I knew it. I knew I was gonna say
Oh
it
my
eventually.
God.
God damn it, the Grays.
Damn it.
They're gonna find out. USO shows. That's the risk that you take, and that's the risk that we took doing this show. You know,
Yeah,
there could
we're
be
not
what?
we're not connected or affiliated in any shape or form. We're just trying to show respect on our own.
Yeah, this is the UFO show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the NHP USO show.
Mm-hmm. USFO show, and we're just here to show our respects in a lighthearted way. So, if you've made it 32 minutes into this podcast, I don't think that you're finding any disrespect from this. But if you left and if you turned it off and if you're upset now, we're sorry. We didn't mean any disrespect from it. You know what I mean? Like we said, we got friends and family that served, and I think that we've been pretty damn nice about it.
Yeah.
Okay? So stop being a little bitch.
Let's play some of the Bob Hope.
Bob Hope. All right. Let's let Bob Hope have his stage time so that he can be happy. You know what I mean? Because
while we Bob smoke.
Bob Smoke, I knew it. And
Hey.
hey, and
Hey.
we did tell him that he was going to be able to go on within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't think we did that, but I don't think he's real keen on time right now in his life.
He's a ghost.
All right. Bobby. It's all you, man. Oh, they love him. They clap for Bob.
Da Nang, better known as Dodge City. Yes, sir. Da Nang is one of my favorite stops, and I mean stops. Go any further and you're in Kong country. And the guys love it here because Da Nang has such a wonderful location. It's so handy to downtown Hanoi. And I want to tell you, folks, these Marines are really tough. I asked one guy if he'd seen... Yeah, you're tougher than I thought. They're really tough. I asked one guy if he'd seen John Wayne, and he said, "John Wayne, who's she?" And their motto is Semper Fidelis. That means, oh, don't worry about it, Doc. Just nail it back on. There's some guys that never made it up there. Come on down. I don't think they're on our side, are they? Nice lot you bought. No, the Marines here would go over the hill if it wasn't for one thing. The Marines on the other side of the hill went over the hill to get over here. You can work that out. You're ready for Section 8. But these Marines have a great history. They've landed on more beaches than Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello. No, I go way back. I go way back with the Marines. Wake Island, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima. I saw all those pictures.
That's funny.
That's what a guy, right? Bob Hope was the shit.
It's kind of like us. Be like, yeah, man, we're here in the thick of it in our studio.
Yeah.
On the UFO show.
UFO.
Yeah, Bob Hope was dope, man.
So dope, man. So dope. And I wouldn't have known shit about him without my grandparents, you know?
Right?
I wouldn't have known nothing about it.
Fucking A. I think that this UFO show is going really good. And we actually have one more segment right here. And this is Arts in the Armed Forces. We're going to bring to you guys. This is a special thing that we're doing on our USO show exclusively. We have Adam Driver from
AKA motherfucking Kylo Ren.
AKA Kylo Ren, and he's not a bitch in real life. Kylo Ren's just a bitch. I found out. Adam Driver's super fresh.
Super.
So we have him right here, and instead of doing comedy, what they're doing is bringing acting to USO shows. So you ready to jump into it? Check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Fist right through the door, men cursing, man going insane, car door slamming, ignition grinding, Packer disappearing, sound disappearing, no sound.
Whether or not there's meaning in things or there's meaning in theater is debatable, but I'm fairly certain the power of getting people in a room and reminding ourselves of our humanity and that self-expression is a powerful tool is important.
If you don't mind, I just want to leave one of these here. We're doing a theater performance tonight, 1900 in the chapel, so it's free. It'd be great to have you.
I'm a manipulator.
I'm a convicted felon.
I'm selfish.
I'm a predator.
I slept with my aunt.
It began in my third year at Juilliard where I studied acting. I was making the human connection of being in the military through theater. And in doing so, I have felt less alone. And we're hoping to show that language is a powerful tool. It's just as valuable as any rifle you carry or any tool you can put in your pack.
You look around this group, I mean, there's no career move being made here. They're doing it because they have heart.
How do we convey that the arts are an important thing? You just get the sense that people want to talk. They want to tell their story.
You couldn't ask for a better audience. It's so diverse and grateful.
Thank you so much.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you.
On behalf of Arts in the Armed Forces, I want to thank everyone very much for coming out tonight.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Fucking I think it's cool. It's outside of the box. You know what I mean? It's something that people want to see. People like seeing theater. You know what I mean? For the most part. Some people don't like it. But especially theater like that. It was like comedy, like a dramedy kind of theater, it looked like. Instead of like musical melodrama kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's all a good idea, right? Like, I think the theater, any type of arts, music, any of it, I think it's all a great idea. And I think that it's important for not just like morale of the soldiers that get to take part in it, but just important in general for everybody involved, so they like know that they have things to reach out to when they're done serving or whatever, you know. People like places like this give some type of hope in like a kind of dreary place. And if you feel like you want to help out, you should donate at uso.org.
Yeah, true. And you know, I think that Memorial Day, more than anything, is a good day to be vocal for your thanks. You know what I mean? If you know someone that was in the armed forces, hit them up and thank them for their service. You know, it's like just actually saying it, like hearing it as a veteran means a lot. I'm told, you know what I mean? Like hearing it from your friends and from your family. You know, I really appreciate what you did. It's dope. And, you know, I live in a free country because of you. And, I really appreciate it. Just wanted to let you know. I think that's what it's all about. And on Memorial Day at 3:00 p.m., it's supposed to be a moment of silence for everybody that has passed and everyone that is served. But by 3 p.m., everybody's already drunk and barbecuing, so nobody really does it. But we're going to be doing it here at the studio. We're going to hold in our hits for 1 minute at 3 p.m. And we encourage you guys to do it with us. So wherever you are in the world, 3 p.m. local time is 1 minute of silence for the fallen veterans and the people that gave their lives for years. For years. And are we all encompassing the world? Like anybody's veterans of any country?
I'm gonna say yeah. I think this is
only an American holiday, correct?
Yeah, this is our memorial.
Yeah, but we will also spread love out to the veterans of other countries, whether you be in the UK and Canada and wherever it is.
Yep.
Everybody's got the armed forces. Everybody knows somebody that has given their time, and shout out to them too. We love you. And yeah, that's it. You got something else you want to add?
Nope.
Are you sure? You don't want to talk about your $500 shirt?
Nope.
All right. Well, happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. It's Monday, right? Memorial Day is on Monday.
Yeah.
So, moment of silence at 3 p.m. Spread some love. Snap your bics. Tag your pics. Yeah, that's it. Are you going to say the thing?
No.
No?
No, that was it.
All right.
Natural Habitat Recording.